So I'm Saleena Beg. I'm from EMBA 2019. I work as Senior Officer, Customs and Trade Facilitation Officer at USAID, Pakistan Regional Economic Integration Activity. I have been working in the development sector for the past 7 years easily now. And I've always had a drive of starting something on my own. I do see, as my father always tells me, I have CEO potential. So I think it's about time I start my own entrepreneurial ventures because I do have a few ideas. And I thought an EMBA at this time would make most sense, given the fact that other than my 9 to 5, I also have a little bit of entrepreneurial experience with a very infant venture that I'm working on. And I also like the idea of doing multiple things at the same time. So starting up my own venture is basically my aim, and I think an EMBA from LUMS, of course, will be beneficial for that. I think LUMS EMBA is structured just about right in its case study methodology, the kind of peer-to-peer learning that it gives a platform to all of us, because all class fellows that are with us studying together in our DRs, they're from different fields. So it's a different kind of flavor coming onto the table regarding every little issue that we study, really. So I think it's been structured to give you a 360-degree view of every problem from all possible angles, really. When we started off in the first module, I think I'd like to go into this detail, we were assigned very senior professors, and that starting platform was an amazing experience on its own, I think. The 3 months that we spent with the professors was fulfilling in the sense of not only the teaching style, but the kind of pressure they put onto you, really. I think that's really when you learn, grow, and develop this superhuman skill of multitasking under crazy time crunches. So the teaching style, the kind of pressure they exert on you, all of that, I think is very sensibly strategized, really. It's not a fluke, it's very sensible how it's done. We always wait for the conclusion, which is very interesting because, of course, every person comes up with his or her own idea of how the business manager was supposed to act, and it's never told to us. So that, I feel, is very interesting because it's always left to our imagination in most cases. So that's really exciting. You go back, you look up the organization, you try to figure out what they actually did. So they kind of leave it open-ended. Really like that idea. Personally speaking, I feel LUMS is a friend. It's my family now, really. The fact that we're coming to its close now is actually making me real sad because I truly look forward to coming to LUMS every alternate weekend. It's my little happy place now. I have made friends, I've connected with so many people. The city, the campus, the life that it gives you here, from everything to simple basic food to all of those extracurricular activities. So personally speaking, I feel LUMS is and will remain a major part of my life. Professionally speaking, I think a great value addition for me from this EMBA has been the fact that development sector requires a lot of budgeting for activities. Everything's based on approvals. So there's a lot of number crunching, really. I was never that good at it. And now when I have my own activity to design, I think I can do the full throttle, right from the start, from the theory till the very end, which is also crunching the numbers so as to get the requisite approvals. So in that sense, I feel it's given me that whole. Initially, I think I needed another team member of mine to help me with that. Now I think I personally, on my own, can handle a whole activity from start till end. So also from the aspect of future avenues, as I mentioned earlier, I do want to become an entrepreneur at a certain point in life. So I think EMBA is truly equipping me with that knowledge. Firstly, so the globalization module, we were lucky enough to attend a class in Berkeley, I believe, yes. And the professor that took our class was excellent, of course, but then the professors that we have at LUMS equally match the level of teaching we experience there. So by that logic, yes, the standard is absolutely international. The globalization module is something that is going to remain really close to my heart because it actually gave me first-hand experience with all of these big names that we use left, right, center, the Facebooks, the Googles of the world really. And you're only really using them as a consumer, visiting their offices, getting that first-hand interaction with some of their employees, staff, and how they work. It's an unmatched experience, and getting to learn from people working at SAP and organizations such as those. I think most importantly, the most encouraging sign was the fact that we also met a lot of Pakistanis who may have studied from Pakistan, but then they went to the Silicon Valley, came up with brilliant ideas, and now are multi-millionaire venture owners really, So that kind of gives you that belief, if they can do it, we might as well be able to do it. When I was graduating back in 2009, there were two areas where I was interested in. It was either going to be the development sector, I was very clear on that, or it was going to be telecom. I got an internship offer back then, that was like the first step, from Telenor and Save the Children International. And at that point in time, because I had to go on a vacation as well, I opted for Save the Children. So that's how I kind of got into the development sector. I wanted both of them, of course, but because I was kind of undecided, so my vacation decided it for me that I'd kind of continue and get into the development sector. So that being said, I do absolutely feel the development sector, while has a lot of prospects, particularly in Islamabad because I live in Islamabad, but I do want to transfer to either starting my own venture or maybe take a transitionary period in the corporate sector and then go on to start off my entrepreneurial venture really. And the reason for that is because I do feel, having worked for quite some time in the development sector, my learning curve is stagnating, and that's why I think this EMBA has also played a vital role in kind of giving me that much needed shake of getting into the habit of reading, getting updated with what's in, what's out in terms of business models and business practices. So I think it's definitely a great value addition. I think for everybody out there who's wanting to do an EMBA, the best takeaway they'll get from this is great confidence. So we understand not everybody has that knack of speaking in front of a lot of people, but this EMBA will make sure you do, There is no turning away from that. You cannot wriggle out of it. Everybody has to make their mark by being there, standing there, representing their own very self and speaking their mind. So confidence, I believe, which is honestly speaking a very important attribute, is going to be the best takeaway you get from here. Other than, of course, a lot of others, but this one's, I think, most important for me. I basically feel if I look back and I regret, that will not be really success for me. So I don't ever want to look back and regret whatever choice or decision that I took. I really want to be happy and continue to improve that level of happiness in my life, really. I think happiness and success go hand in hand.